Okay, so we're doing some Blackwork stuff here. I think we got a bit of a bullwinder to start this off from a longtime friend of the show. I had to include this because I feel like everyone that watches this show has gotten to know this Nicolas fellow with me along the years.
Right.
He sent us multiple offerings.
This one says, "Hey Remy, I just wanted to tell you I have decided to just black out both my arms and never get a tattoo again. I really don't know anything about it, and to be honest, I wish I'd never gotten any to begin with." Oh, this is so depressing. "But I was 17 and didn't care and didn't listen to anyone. I finally quit doing drugs, and I've decided this is probably the best route to go. I'm telling you all this because you inspired me as far as cover-ups go. I will always love tattoos and seeing tattoos on other people. Jeez, wow, what a word. But I think I've learned they just aren't for me. That all being said, thank you, sir, and please continue your amazing tattoo adventure. I'll be watching every step of the way. Sincerely, your friend Nicolas." I'm kind of, depressed.
So Nicolas,
that.
for context, he sent me this piece of shit tattoo. It looked like Mr. Hanky way back in the day, and then he sent us a tiny penis, and he sent us the chest tattoo of his father.
Yeah.
It looked like a zombie.
Yes.
But it didn't look anything like his dad, and his dad looked very angry at him.
Right.
He also sent me his cover up on his arm, the Batman Joker thing.
I was going to say the Batman Joker
that
one.
I think I roasted him for about 10 minutes.
You wrecked Nicolas.
He had that thing, took him 11 hours, and it was some traveling artist that specializes in cover-ups. I think Kevin's words on it were that it looked like it was done in a meth lab.
This is...
Whoever did this tattoo probably died in a meth lab explosion.
This is the power you have, Remy. You ruined...
Don't take credit for this.
You ruined the tattoo
No,
journey.
everything he had was bad. And on top of which, Nicolas, he was a long time one that would message me on Instagram, and he would ask me things like how much a Blackout sleeve would cost, and I would tell him a rough idea, and it was always, well, that's way too much. Why does it cost so much? It's just black. And then he would end up doing these things instead.
Yeah, he likes cheap tattoos. We get a lot of those.
And it's just like, if you don't want to pay for a good tattoo, you're not going to get a good tattoo.
Right.
You're going to get garbage.
I also don't believe that Nicolas is really done getting tattooed. I think that he'll take a good long break, and I think maybe eventually he'll fall back into it.
I don't even know if that's the case. I think he's probably had more work since he sent that.
Well...
I think Nicolas is pretty indecisive and will have all kinds of problems yet to come.
Well, if you're watching, good sir, send us your more tattoos in the future.
I don't feel like I've seen the end of Nicolas yet.
Yeah.
And, I think that if he isn't seriously considering it, because I know he said he was, but if he's not seriously considering heavy black work, most of his stuff should be blacked out, and he should pay what it costs to get a good blackout.
Yeah, and I like... One thing I want to say, congratulations for quitting drugs. I think that's a hard feat. But I think a blackout tattoo journey that you actually pay good money for can be, something that you can use to help you, stay clean. Because it's something to take care of. It's addictive.
I'm going to include in here some of his old work, just as a reference, because some of the people watching won't have seen. But... yeah, these are not better than Blackout. There are people out there that will think, well, it's still better than black because at least it's something. And I want to tell you, you're wrong.
Perfect candidate for a Blackout.
Yes, definitely.
All right. Should we go to the next one?
Yes.
Cool. So this one's from Jake. Says, "Hi, Remy. I recently had a foot piece done and thought I should share with you. Very painful, but definitely worth it. I had the Blackout done a couple of years and wanted to add more, looking to get it to wrap around my heel eventually. Many thanks." Oh, that's cool.
What do we got here? Oh, yeah.
So that's a stylized...
Dark Dalla is what they call these.
Yeah, I was going to call it a stylized mandala, but Dark Dalla sounds way better.
That's what edgelords call these
I like
things.
it. It's a cool name. I like the spotting and stuff, but this is what I really like. I like the combination of the two.
It's the same problem for me as those scratchy things that we see where they don't go enough with the black and it looks very separate.
Yeah, I think that to combine them, I think you could whip the black down farther and like turn it into a soft shading that kind of merges it down towards the center of this mandala, and then have it blend out into your skin.
Especially because he said the Blackout was done like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
This dark Dala is going to be darker than the Blackout pretty much forever. Like it will take a very long time, if ever, to be the exact same shade.
Yep.
Especially because it was probably done with different mag groupings and probably a different ink and maybe by a different artist. You know, so all the blacks are different and every artist packs them a little different. It would be better if you were to fuse the two styles together and just kind of revitalize the top. You know, I also think that if you're going to have this style, and he has some more stuff similar to it over there, that geometric thing, down the road, what I would suggest doing is doing the top like geometric, then more black, then more of this ornamental mandala.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that's a good call. Include black spaces between the geo ornamental pieces.
Yeah, that would be a cool idea. I also think that you could shade off of the dark Dala thing with some black too to kind of make it
like into the toes.
Yeah, so like I would have it come down throughout and like wrap around, like almost like it's like in the black, not just at the end of the black. So you could have some black shading whip off onto the toes and around the foot, and just kind of build it out, make it look a little more organic and flowing with what he has here.
I think so too.
But yeah, I don't hate it. I mean, these things aren't for me, obviously, but
I like it.
Yeah. So
this has no description with it.
Yeah. So
is this a blast over?
This is a blast over. And this guy sent this. I'm pretty sure I've seen this before, but I can't say. It might have been something similar. So this is what he had.
Very soft portrait.
Soft portrait with a whole bunch of other shit going on.
Stuff happening.
I don't know what any of this is. Like, why? Like, is this a reference to something?
I have no idea. I'm not recognizing any of it.
Is this a show? Like, the hell is this?
She looks like an elf lady.
I like the little skulls.
With little skulls, some florals. Like, yeah, I'm not quite sure what's going on there.
Yeah, it's pretty wacky. And then we have this crazy over desaturated photo. It's like a black and white.
This doesn't even look like the same tattoo though. Like the same arm.
It is the same. It's just the contrast has been ramped up to the point where he looks like he's like basically dead.
Ah, right?
Yeah, pitch black for some reason. I hate these edits.
Someone sent me reference photos like this.
Yeah, of course they do.
And I'm like,
well,
ugh.
Client's not going to know what a good reference is.
No, but it's a rework. They want me to rework a tattoo, and they sent me a photo like this. It's like, if you want me to rework a tattoo, send me a raw photo in good light, so I know what's like fucked up about the tattoo, so I can fix it.
Most people don't know what good light is.
Ah, it's so bad.
And they don't know what a good photo is, and they don't know what you want to see either. So like,
clear daylight.
Yeah.
No smoke and mirrors.
Most people, like, when they're looking for a cover up like this, it's like they have no idea what a good tattoo is, what a good cover up is, or what you would need to see to facilitate those things.
But then again, so like coming back at this, like it's all smoke and mirrors. Like I don't know if this is put in well. Like I know nothing because it's so dark. It's just so hard to know.
This is the game that we have to play, right? Like everyone would have to agree all at once that there is to be no more editing of any kind on social media platforms.
Or like have an original and then have an edit. Like do both. Like slide between the two.
No, because then it's like, why bother with the edit? Then people just think like, why did you do like? Yeah, it can look this cool, but it doesn't.
I guess. Like, I just really hate these edited
no, because like
photos.
they're thinking someone will see this and go, oh, that looks extreme. I want that.
Yeah, but I think that if it's done well, they're going to think the same thing. To me, this is like hiding a poorly done tattoo. I don't know if it is, but that's what I think.
This one, if you put this one up and then the next guy puts up the non-edited one, guess which one the prospective client would go to? The
Yeah.
one that looks cooler,
Right.
right? So you'd have to have like a no editing policy on social media for that to happen. You would have to have everybody do that all at once.
Never gonna happen.
Or else you're always going to have the guy who goes, I'm going to edit mine. You guys don't have to.
Right.
And then I get 10%, maybe 20% more clients than you do.
Because the edits.
Yeah. So there's a reason why these things happen. But there's no tattoo in the world that actually looks like this. This isn't what a human looks like.
No.
So, but do I think it did the job? Not really. I think it's better than what was there.
Yeah.
But like, it's not necessarily covering it up either.
It's a blast over. You don't like blast overs.
Well, I could actually. I think you could put some dark reds in here,
Yeah.
like in between the negative space, and you could, or even some opaques, and you could smother out the rest of that shit. Blast overs can be cool if they work with what's going on.
Yeah, I like blast overs. Like if you have like a really bright colored like trad or neo trad sleeve and you do a blast over of this over top of it, I think that looks cool.
No, because like most of those guys will be like, "Oh, that black's gonna meld into the background." It's just like none of that happens. Garbles, get out of here. That's not how anything works. Get the fuck out. This will hold up as it is.
Yeah.
It's not gonna meld into the background. That's like a moron's idea of tattooing. That's not how things work.
No, I know.
Unless you didn't put it in, then it will stay as it's put in, most part. It may need a slight touch up, but like, I don't like how it was done because you can still see the thing it's covering. Like, you could desaturate it all you want, but those weird colors are still in there in places. Mm-hmm. So what I would do is steamroll over those with some opaques or some, dark reds or dark blues or something, and then you make it look like almost like a splash of color behind it.
Yeah, or like fade it out in neat ways.
Otherwise, you can desaturate all you want, but those weird colors aren't all covered up.
Nope.
And you will see those slightly through this, just in the places where there's nothing, And so if you want it to fully go away, I would say saturate all the background with, some other tones to just bust it out. But, I don't know. I don't hate the idea, but I don't like the approach.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Same.